live on your tablet, phone, and the KUTV app. This is 2 News Live.
Thanks for joining us for 2 News Live on this Friday ahead of St. Patrick's Day weekend. I'm Heidi Hatch. Friday, March 15th, we're going in depth tonight on a building under construction in Salt Lake City that has been causing noisy problems for its neighbors. Before we dive in, though, we want to give you a look at what is making headlines today on this Friday. Up first, General Sean Reyes joining a coalition of states defending Montana's TikTok ban. Despite bipartisan support, a federal judge halted the law's implementation following TikTok's challenge. Reyes, along with 20 other states, emphasizing the need to protect people, especially children, from TikTok's harmful effects. Also making headlines today, the Utah Education Board of Directors coming out against a proposed constitutional amendment. The measure would allow state lawmakers to use income tax money on more than just education spending. The UEA says that would hurt public education. After passing the legislature, the proposed amendment will be on the ballot coming up this November. Also talking about national headlines, the Georgia special prosecutor leading the case against Donald Trump and his allies for efforts to overturn the 2020 election now stepping down. Nathan Wade announced his resignation after a judge ruled either he or Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis had to step down for the case to move forward. The two are accused of having a romantic relationship, which one of the former president's co-defendants argued was a conflict of interest. Also, a lot of people talking about this. Boeing is directing airlines to check their 787 Dreamliner cockpit seats. It comes after a LATAM Airlines plane dropped abruptly on a new flight to New Zealand on Monday. It injured dozens of passengers. A flight attendant reportedly hit a switch on the back of a pilot seat, which pushed a pilot into the controls and caused that plane to drop. Now, as we go in depth tonight, you can always get in touch with us during the show. It's easy to do. Use the hashtag 2NewsLive to join in that conversation. And you can always find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, TV Heidi Hatch. Send me a direct message if you'd like to weigh in. Well, our recent windstorms are putting Utah development projects to the test. One example right in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City. A once whistling and shrieking building under construction that cost people living nearby several sleepless nights. Ariel Harrison has been looking into what exactly caused this. Ariel, you're out there tonight. Has the noise stopped, or are you still hearing it?
So the noise has stopped. Really good news. But a couple weeks ago, they were still working to address it. We found this story because neighbors were, reaching out saying they were dealing with sleepless nights because this sound was so loud. We've shared it on all of our social media, so you really should go take a look at it if you haven't seen it just yet. But it was like this shrieking, whistling noise. And as I talked with residents, I also reached out to the construction company to learn a little bit more about the problem, how they were able to pinpoint it, because the sound was incredible. But residents tell me they were told by workers that basically when the strong winds would hit the building just right a couple weeks back, that it was almost an acoustic anomaly where the wind filtering through metal grates. It appears that they've been able, though, to patch up the building. Not sure how they were able to completely address it, but they did, because you can no longer hear that sound. But again, it was incredible. So it was really crucial they figure out how to make it stop, because it was driving people out in that area insane. They were losing sleep. It was loud. It's uncomfortable to hear at points. You can hear in some of the video we captured of the building. But hey, we put it to the test now, because we had another really strong windstorm, Heidi. And even with the strong winds today, if you saw me on the TV just about a half hour ago, you could see my hair was going everywhere in the wind. You can't hear that same shrieking, whistling sound that the people in the area of 2nd East, 300 South here in downtown were dealing with that building under construction. And it is still under construction, but the sound problem seems to have been addressed, and they're very thankful that it's been solved.
Oh, I'm sure. It was crazy loud. The interesting thing is that we've had a lot of west winds. This time it's east, so we'll have to wait and see if it holds for the next storm that starts blowing in the other direction. But hopefully they've got a permanent fix for them.
Exactly.
All right, Ariel, thanks for joining us today. Check out this. This is video from Winchester, Indiana, where a tornado tore through town on Thursday. The town's mayor says about 38 people injured in this storm. More than 20 homes were destroyed, dozens more badly damaged. Another tornado ripped through western Ohio, killing 3 people. I saw video of that tornado coming through town. It was large and scary. Meteorologist Sean Kelly's here with that first alert forecast. We're dealing with winds here, but nothing on the scale of a tornado ripping through town.
Nothing like that. We got close to hurricane force wind gusts in the Farmington, Brigham City area, 70-mile-per-hour winds. But yes, nothing too extreme. The winds, by the way, that we saw here overnight into early this morning, nothing like that anymore. But we could still see some 50-mile-per-hour winds as we get into the overnight and into tomorrow morning, as we continue to deal with wind advisories that remain in effect through lunchtime tomorrow along the northern Wasatch Front, basically from Logan down through Brigham City, Ogden, into the Farmington, Centerville area. Those will be the areas that will be watching overnight for the redevelopment of some of those downsloping easterly winds. 55 degrees right now here in Salt Lake. We've had some good sunshine, so it's been beautiful, but still dealing with some of those strong winds. You can see the whipping winds out there right now. 38 in Cedar City. Cold weather down towards the south. That's where we have the snow. And we're dealing with dry conditions and pleasant weather here up towards the north. Winter storm warnings remain in effect for our central and southern mountains. Cloudy skies along the Salt Lake area down towards Provo, but clear conditions from Ogden and areas on towards the north. Some scattered rain and snow showers down towards the south and west, Cedar City, Panguitch into Bryce Canyon area. Dealing with some snow showers into the Capitol Reef National Park area as well. Some good accumulating snow will continue on through the overnight into tomorrow morning. That continues on through the day tomorrow. A little bit more, I'd say, widely scattered, not as widespread, but still central southern Utah in the bullseye of those snow showers. And that can continue on through as late as Sunday morning, and then finally wrapping up a bit as we get into Sunday afternoon. An additional 6 inches of snow will be possible for many of our areas down towards the south, but generally dry up towards the north here. Temperatures into the 30s. Going to be a great weekend if you're going to be outdoors for St. Patrick's Day weekend. We'll see the temperatures here close to 60 degrees getting into Sunday. St. George weather there looking really nice as we head into next week. We're going to be closing in close to 70 degrees for many of those days. And then along the Wasatch Front, we'll continue with the breezy to windy weather through the day tomorrow, getting a little bit lighter for St. Patrick's Day, and then beautiful weather by next week. We're into the 60s with another storm heading our way by the end of the week.
All right, so people are headed out to the St. Patrick's Day parade in downtown Salt Lake City. Saturday morning looks like it's going to be okay, a little windy, so maybe still need a jacket.
A little windy, a little bit cool, but it does warm up into the afternoon, and the winds will get lighter towards the end of that celebration. So,
all right, sounds good. Thank you. And remember to download our 2 News weather app to know about changes that happen in your neighborhood. You can get those updated forecasts, live radar right on your phone. The app is free to download. Well, South Ogden man started a petition fighting for backyard birds. Right now, the city does not allow people to have chickens, ducks, or geese on their property. Today, Amanda Gilbert spoke to the mayor and also the man who started that petition. So, Amanda, what's the progress on the effort? Are the birds going to be allowed in the backyards?
Well, that is still up for debate, but I spoke with Brian Smith, a South Ogden man, and his wife. They were hanging up these flyers today, kind of talking about their petition. Brian basically talked to me about how he served in the Navy for many years. After that, he was raising birds in Florida. It really helped with his mental health. When he moved here, he found out he could not do that in South Ogden, and on his petition he talks about what he views as some of the benefits, the health benefits, the cost benefits of being able to have birds in your backyard. He's talking ducks, chickens, geese, you name it. So he started this petition. It's on change.org. We do have more information about that on our news app coming up at 6. You'll also hear from the mayor why he says this isn't allowed in city limits, and I'll have all that information very soon. Back to you guys.
All right, Amanda, we'll be watching for that. I think a lot of people these days want to know where their food's coming from and what they're being fed, so we'll pay attention. Thank you. We want to hear what you think about this. You can scan the QR code you see on your screen if you want to vote in our viewer poll question. Would you raise backyard chickens if your city allowed it? My neighbors had some a while ago. One of their chickens, his name was Nugget. Right now, most people are saying 44% yes, I love fresh eggs. 24% like the ease of getting those store-bought eggs. 16% say maybe it is a lot of work. 16% say you're already doing it. Well, to take a look at this gigantic blueberry, almost the size of the palm of a hand, it's about a ping pong ball. The Guinness Book of World Records verified that this monster broke the record for heaviest blueberry picked last November in Australia. The blueberry measures just a tad over 1.5 inches. It weighs 20.4 grams, demolishing the previous 2020 record of 16.20 grams. That is a big blueberry. You only need one for your breakfast if they're that big.
Yeah.
Love to see it. All right, well, we're heading into the weekend. A lot of people are wanting to be heading outdoors. Have you seen any pollen reports yet? I'm starting to feel that. Are we getting that in the air for spring?
Well, honestly, it might be more dust than pollen right now.
Gotcha.
Over the course of the next, I'd say month and a half, that's when we'll start to see those pollen numbers really start to ramp up.
Yeah.
And the leaves in the trees still, we still have some time. We're still waiting on that, and and once we get that nice stretch of 60s to 70s, I think we're really going to start to see those pollen numbers spike.
All right, for now we'll just wait for the dust to go down.
Yeah.
Sean, thanks so much, and thank you so much for joining us today. We'll be here at 5:30 Monday through Friday. We hope you join us again for more in-depth conversations of the topics that are impacting you and your family. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday.